Okay, so let's see if we can build a voice assistant to run our computers, so we don't have to always reach for the keyboard to do everything. And this is going to be a bit of a tricky problem. So let's see. First of all, I've got a repository here on GitHub, github.com/MikeyBees. And if we look at the repositories, I've got quite a few of them in here. The vast majority of them are public, so you can go in and look around. Let's see. So there's one in here called Auto 3. Here it is. So if you come here and you click on this clone or download button, then you'll see over here there's like a little clipboard kind of thing. If you click on that, what it'll do is it will stick that entry up in your clipboard. Now I've got a little clipboard manager up here that it gets copied to. But in any case, it'll be the most recent item in your clipboard. Now, if you go to, let me quit from this, I'm going into my home directory here, and then you can make a directory called code. This is what I generally do. And it already exists, so I'm not going to make it now, but you can cd then into code. And then if you type git clone, and then you paste in what you have in your clipboard. If you don't know how to paste that way, you can do a Shift-Control-V, and that'll do it for you. By the way, I'm doing this all on Ubuntu 18.04. Now, I'm not going to do this because I've already cloned it, and as you can see, here it is right here, Auto 3. I'm going to cd into Auto 3, and there we are. Now, I like to use Vim, but you can use whatever editor you like. And I'm going to go in and take a look at this Auto3.py here. And if you've been following me at all, you will have already installed gTTS and speech recognition and so on. But if you haven't, let me open up another window here. And I will put this one on this side so we can see it. And so here we go. This is installation command for gTTS. And there's some funny things going on with pip these days. So I mentioned this in my last video. You probably want to do this a little differently now. Let's see. Probably what you want to do is Python -m pip install or pip3 install gTTS. Now, I'm not going to do this because I've already done it and it's working already. So one other thing, before you start doing all these things, it's generally a good idea to create a new environment. Conda deactivate here. There we go. So Conda, if you have Conda, you can do this, create -n, and we'll call this auto. Let's stick with the capital letter here. And we'll make this environment here, and then in order to use it, we have to run this command. Conda list here. So
Conda activate auto.
all right, so I have this command that I wrote called googspeech.sh, and I just ran it, so that means that it's running in this environment, which means it has access to gTTS. I'll just cat this file for you. There we go. So this is what's actually being done here to run this. XL pipe to gTTS-CLI dash, where the dash here is denoting that the input is coming from a pipe. Piping it to play -t, which is the command to run the SOX, S-O-X program, or module, I should say. And so it's a wrapper for the SOX module. And the type is MP3, which it is getting from a pipe. That's what the hyphen means here. Again, it's coming from a pipe. So this gets piped to this, which in turn gets piped to this. The input for this is whatever has been highlighted. So if I highlight this, for example, and then I run this again.
Warn also can't encode 0-bit unknown or not.
The input for this is coming from the highlighting. The output is leaving here as text. And then you can think of it, this is not only sticking it up in the clipboard, but also as catting the output, the text output, through to this pipe, which goes to gTTS-CLI. That's the input for it. The gTTS-CLI is then going to turn it into an MP3 file and convert it into an MP3 file, and is going to pipe it through to the play program. The play program in turn is a wrapper for the Python SOX, S-O-X, SOX module. So anyway, we know that that's working within this virtual environment here. And let's see, we also need speech recognition here. So if I look for speech recognition, once again, I'm using Control-R to access my history. Speech under recognition. let's see if this is working here. All right, so first of all, we're finding that there's no module named PyAudio in this virtual environment. So we need to add that. And so the way we're going to do that, PyAudio, we're going to run this guy here. Python -m pip install PyAudio. And there we go, now that's installed. So let's try this again here. All right, could not find PyAudio. Alright, so I'm sort of at a loss here why this seems to be a problem. Well, this is the new way of computing. Everything is changing all the time. Somebody modifies a piece of code and all of a sudden an installer doesn't work anymore, or some connectivity between modules no longer works. So we had to figure these things out. And we try different ways to do this. So even though when we ran this, it said it successfully installed it. Let's see. It still was not happy when we tried to run this module here. And so I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try conda install PyAudio. And it's going to install something. It's building a lot of packages that go along with it, and it's building the wheel files. The wheel files are what actually are needed to run these. I think of it as an executable file. Anyway, let's give this a try again and see what happens here. All right, so we have moved on. It's telling us now that we don't have a module named speech recognition. So why don't we try, since we had more luck using conda than we did using pip, let's stick with it and try to install this. And let's see what it says. It failed. It says it's not found. This was not found in any of these channels, which means that the folks at Anaconda haven't built it and stuck it in their repository. That's all right. We'll try something else here. Let's go back to, let's try Python 3 -m pip3 install. And this should grab it from the PyPy repository. Doesn't like this pip3, all right. So as I said, the world is constantly changing and you have to adjust, otherwise you'll never get anything done. So Could not find a version that satisfies the requirements. Speech recognition for versions none. No matching, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go back, and we're not giving up yet. No, that's not working. Let's try this. All right, so we're having some trouble here. Let's find out what's changed. So let's go to PyPy. Oh, interesting. Look at this. All right, so this is, you may not see it right away, but this is something that I should have recognized. But it's hard to remember these kinds of things. Although the module is lowercase speech underscore lowercase recognition, in order to install it, you have to use a capital S, no underscore, and a capital R. The joys of computing. All right, so I'm going to go back to this version here, Python -mpip install, but I'm going to do it with speech recognition. And let's see if we get a little further this time. Bingo! There we go. And it's happy as can be. And now if we do... By the way, I'm just hitting the up arrow on my keyboard, and it's going back through the history when I do that. And I'm finding the command that I want because I'm lazy and I don't want to type it. And I don't even want to think about how to type it. Because I know it's there, and I just have to scroll back a little bit until I recognize it. And boom. All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, or should be able to see, this is working. I'm saying things, and those things are being printed out. All right, let me move this over here so it's a little easier to see. So that's not bad. This is pretty damn accurate. I'm just hitting Control-C to stop that. I hope you've noticed that as I've been talking, where's my cursor? Ah, here it is. As I've been talking, these things have been printed out. I said this is pretty damn accurate. It printed it out for me. I said, so that's not bad. It printed it out. I don't know this over here, so it's, so it messed this up. I said, I will move this over here so it's a little easier to see, and it messed that up. It didn't get it. But the accuracy on this, considering that it's a free program, is pretty good. So if you followed along so far, you have an environment set up. I suppose I should point you to how to install Conda. I installed something called Mini Conda. Install Mini Conda on Ubuntu. I'm running 18.04. And let's see. Let's see if this is what we want. You know, this is not the set of instructions that I use. This is the set here, I think. Yeah, this is the way I did it. I used their documentation. This is their website, conda.io. And so down here, I chose the Python 3.7 for my 64-bit Linux system. So I clicked on this, which downloaded it, and then I verified my installation, and I followed the installation instructions. So if you don't know how to install Miniconda or Conda, this is how to do it. Once you go through this, then you can run those commands so that you can get pip. And let's see, you might not know how to install pip. If you don't have pip, I think pip comes with Python. You know, your system should already have Python on it. Right, now my Python version is 3.81, and that's because I'm inside of a virtual environment here. I'm sorry for making this so confusing, but this is the state of computing these days. I'm going to deactivate my Miniconda virtual environment here. If I just do Python here, you'll see that it's Python 2.7.17. So when I created my virtual environment, my Conda virtual environment, it gave me a more recent version of Python. But you can actually set that to whatever you want. When you create, you know, minus name test here, you can do a Python equals, and you can set it to whatever you want here. We just did test, I think, didn't we? Whoops. What did I call this? I thought I called it test. Oh, it gave us an error. It didn't find 3.5. I thought 3.5 was a... We'll just do 3.6. I know 3. We'll call this test 1. Just in case test is a reserved word. What am I doing wrong here? Is it just equals? Just equals. So it's not equals, it's equals. And conda activate test 1, and here I am. Now if I do Python -- version, it's giving me 3.6 as my version. So conda deactivate, and then we can do conda env remove, and we will remove test 1 because I don't need that to be around, hanging around, clogging up my system. So that's gone. So what do we go through here? We went through let's see, installing pip. I believe that's an apt command. I should be able to do that here. So apps install pip. So I guess this is it here. This first one, sudo apt install python 3-pip will get you the pip version for Python 3. Python-pip will get you the command for Python 2, the old version. But I would suggest that you try to do everything in Python 3. Python 2 is deprecated, and in the new version of Ubuntu 20.04 that will be coming out next month, that version will not even include Python 2. So best to not mess with that. But once you have those things installed, then you can install a gTTS, and you can install PyAudio, and you can install speech recognition. Then you can run speech recognition. I'm going to hit Control-C and get back to here. So once we're here, I recovered that. Not really sure. Do I have 2 copies of this open? Probably have 2 copies of this open. Let me close this one here. Because this one, I believe, let me check. This is in the right virtual environment. So this is where we want to work on this, because we know that this virtual environment has gTTS and it has speech recognition. OS is a module that should already be there. The same thing with web browser and SMTP-lib. You should not have to import these modules in advance. Same thing with requests. If you get a message saying that any of these things are missing, you can do either a conda install and then the name of the module, or conda install and well, let's try it here. Let's see if we get this thing to run. So Python -m, we're going to run this as a module right now. Auto 3.py. Let's see. So once again, problems. So just this conda list should get it for us. All right, so speech recognition is here, but do I see PyAudio? I see PyAudio, but I do not see gTTS. So I'm not really sure what that's all about, but we can fix that. Let's do Python -m pip install gTTS. I thought we had already done this, but it doesn't hurt that we didn't, because now you get to see. I suppose we could have tried to do this with conda first. So now we have gTTS, and we should be happy. So gTTS is the text-to-speech module. Now, I'm pretty sure that I installed gTTS as a global module, so it should be available from everywhere. But if I'm not mistaken, Conda has a global site package switch that if you don't use it, it doesn't put the site packages in. So Conda site packages. Yeah, so there's well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now. This is all part of the fun of trying to get all this stuff cobbled together to work so you don't have to write it yourself. And it's a big pain in the ass. It's always a pain in the ass, because as soon as you figure out how to do something, one part of it is going to change. So either way. But now we've got this working, and so let's try this again. Testing. All right, so at least it is figuring out that I'm talking, right? It's not doing anything because I'm not saying the right things, but it is figuring out that I'm talking. So let's take a look at this program again. And let's see what we can ask it here. So I didn't write this program. I'm just modifying it so it does what I want. I believe that this came off of GitHub, off of somebody else's. Maybe they've got some of their information somewhere in the file. No, it doesn't. But let's take a look through here. So from weather, import weather. So it should be able to tell me about the weather. So it's going to listen here. It's using the microphone as source. Prints ready. We can change this message to anything we want. Ready, comma, sort of. Oops. All right. I suppose I could also put a new line in here. A new line might be helpful. \n. Oops. Insert. I think it's a \n. I always forget if it's a backslash or a / that I want, but it doesn't really matter. If I'm wrong, it'll just print out as a \n. And then, yeah, it's \n because here's one over here. So it's going to grab the text here and stick it in a variable called command. And then this all happens within the myCommand function, and it returns command when it's done. So there's a try except block in here, with try except block. And this is just used for it's good programming practices to do it this way so that you can catch errors and whatnot. So here's the assistant, and look what the assistant takes here. The assistant takes as a parameter the command variable. So whatever gets passed into the assistant here as a command, it starts looking for them. It says, if open Reddit is what was in the command, then it'll do this. If open website, it'll try to open the website. If what's up, if it'll just say this stuff back, and similarly, look at this. This stuff is all commented out. So there's email. A bunch of other crap. So right now, just to test this, why don't we just say, what's up? And let's see if it answers us. What's up? What's up? Oh yeah, it worked. Here it says, see, it says, just doing my thing. That's what it was supposed to do. All right, I'll show you. So it calls this function talk to me, and this is what it passes as its parameter. And then there should be a talk to me function somewhere. Where is it? Talk to me. Where's the talk to me? Is it up here? Oh, here it is all the way at the top. So this is not working. It's just printing it out, but it's not saying it. So why isn't it saying it? It's not saying it because we're not using the correct thingy. What's it here? We don't have this say command installed. See, if I go back out here, what did I call this? Auto, right? If I go back out here and I do say, oops. I already know this isn't going to work because you see this is in red here. So it's telling me this doesn't exist. So how do we get the damn say command in here? So is it install say on Ubuntu 18.04. I have a feeling that this is just an apt install say, but I don't see it here. Let's try it. Sudo apt get install say. That's not it. The say command. Well, I don't really want to bother with this. This is too much of a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is cat/use blah blah blah. And what we want here is this guy. We want the play command. Let's see, play -- help. And let's see what we want here. I don't know. Let's just, because I'm lazy. What in the world is going on here? I couldn't possibly have another version of this open. Talk to me. I'm just going to change this to play and see if that fixes it. Oh boy. There we go. Play, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so something's wrong. This thing is just hanging here. Let's go back in here. Let's grab this. Let's zoom here. Zoom terminal. I'll leave that other one open, but I don't want to see it. Let's go back into here. This is very annoying. This keeps happening over and over again. Do I have another copy of this open someplace? All right, so let's see if this does it. The other thing we could do is we could simply call. No, this is probably the best way to do this. At least it's the easiest way for me, I believe. I have no idea why we keep getting that. See, look at this swap file. This is very strange. There must be something hanging around the system that's causing this to happen. I'm not really too concerned about it. Let me just make sure that that edit was made to it correctly. Oh, look at this. This is not going to work, is it? We have an extra I on here. Oh, darn it. Escape :q bang. Edit anyway. And let's just X that. I don't know what's going on here. Let me exit entirely from all of these shells here. All right, so don't need this, don't need this. I'm trying to see if there's anything here that could be causing, I don't see how anything possibly could be causing that. Now this is kind of a pain, but I can write some shell scripts that will open the right environment for me. Oh, look at this. So the problem that we have here has to do with GitHub. Look at this. So let me make sure I'm in the right. Let's do a Git Push. I don't know why this, you can see here that I'm still getting an error. Even after I push this. Anyway, I'm going all over the place with this. I hope you find it interesting. But this is what computing is like. I see these videos that people put together. They're all very, very polished, and kudos to them. It's very difficult to produce a polished video, but it seems to me that when you follow these more often than not, you start running into little problems. And the videos don't help you with those. They don't give you any clues about how you might start to solve some of these problems and some of the clues. Now, you probably don't have a prompt like this with information from GitHub. The question is now, how do I actually see what this GitHub error message is? So how to, maybe this will help. Well, this is not something that I'm going to solve now. Let me go back into GitHub. Let me go here to Auto 3. Let me go here and let me see if it has updated that code. So what I'm interested in here is the Talk to Me module, and look at this. You see, it has not updated this, and that's what the push is supposed to do. So git add auto3.py git commit everything in there. So I changed this from the say command to the play command. Basically, we're using socks here, so switch to socks. Oops. So do a commit, and now git commit and git push. Let's try this again. All right. Now let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to here. And look at this. That's happy now. And look at this. Is this happy? It still has this error information here, but now it's a question mark. Well, let's see. What here? Now we have a question mark. Is that normal? Is that what we normally have? If I open up a new window here, so you see that this is something that I don't even know the answer to here. Maybe this is normal. Maybe this is what we're supposed to see. Certainly, we don't have the exclamation point now, and we don't have this yellow color. We're back to the green color, so it looks better. And if we go in here and do a vim of the file, it's not coming up with that message anymore. So this had something to do. This had something to do with my not having committed my change back up to the GitHub directory, causing me problems. But that's not the important issue right now. The important issue is, did we get it to work? What's up? What's up? So it's still not playing. All right, we should be hearing this. It shouldn't just be writing the message out. It should actually be saying it. We should be getting text to speech occurring. All right, so what do I mean by that? Here, let me force it to happen here.
So it's still not playing.
Hey, we should be hearing something like that. We should, in fact, what we should be hearing is this.
Just doing my thing.
But we're not. So there's still something wrong with this. Maybe that should be echo. I think that should be echo. Let's try this again, and let's do a Git Commit. And changed. What do we change here? Cat to echo. And then we want to do a Git Push. This is a big pain in the ass because this is supposed to work through SSH, but it's not. I put the key in and all of that, but for some reason GitHub is requiring me to type in a password every time I commit something, every time I push something. So, fuck you GitHub, but what the hell, it's free. So let's see if that fixed this here. Yeah, it changed it from cat to echo here. Let's see if the thing runs. What's up? ALSA can't encode 0-bit unknown or not applicable. It doesn't like that hyphen. All right, so let me stop this. Let me go back here. Let's try this a whole different way. So the socks, socks play All right. So the say command that we cannot find must be associated with gTTS. Let's go back here. gTTS say command. So the say command, I don't think the say command is necessarily using gTTS. All right, so let me explain to you what's happening here because I think I understand it now. The say command takes text and produces an MP3 file and plays it all in one command. Whereas the play command, which is part of socks, requires an MP3 file or MP3 audio coming to it through a pipe. So when we say echo and then we give the audio, first of all, that's not audio. That's text. So let's take a look down here at command here. Where is it? So command here. Command is the result of this recognizer. It produces a variable called command, and it returns it. Command is text. My command does speech recognition. It takes speech and gives us text. Right? Speech to text. STT. Alright, so once we get that command, we run the assistant. The assistant takes that text, which we got from speech to text, STT, and it goes in here and it says, okay, you asked us what's up, and it calls talk to me, and it passes it whatever it wants to say. It passes this text back to it. So now, talk to me doesn't get audio. It gets text. Oops, 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 oops. I keep forgetting that this is not... this is not a mouse-driven program. So this is text. Right? So we echo text and we pass it to here, and it doesn't know what the hell to do with it. So if we go back to where we were before, let's open another one of these again. And put it over here and do a cat. Not of this, but slash use a local bin Google speech, blah, blah, blah. It gets some text, right? And it passes it to this. So if we insert this here, and then we pipe it to that there, it's probably not going to work, but I think it's worth a try. So commit. Git commit. Added gTTS to, what is this thing called? Talk? I don't remember the function name now, but it's something with talk in it, so this is good enough. And I'm not going to push it yet. Don't need to push it yet. I'm going to test it first. So you notice here that when we made the change, this changed to yellow, and I guess this exclamation point here was telling us that we have something that needs to be committed. And once we committed it, it went away, but now we've got this little guy here which says that we've got something to push. So I'm learning some stuff myself today, because this is stuff I hadn't noticed before. This prompt is fairly new to me, and I haven't worked on this file in a while. I know this video is getting long, but I hope you're still with me. I hope you're still interested. Let's see if we got this damn thing working. Doesn't like this. Does not like this. Alright, so let me close this up here. I think I'm going about this the wrong way. Because what we're doing here is we're trying to pass all of this to the OS system to get this to work here. I have a feeling maybe the answer is just right here. Let's put it here. And of course, this is no longer audio. This is going to be I hope that this is not a reserve word that's going to mess us up. We might want to change this to my text here and change it here and change it here, and then this guy I'm going to make a comment. What's going on here? Ooh, I'm gonna need these. So the question is, do we have PG123? All right, so the answer was in front of me the whole time and too dumb to see it. What can I say? All right, so let's do this. Git more fuckery. And then So didn't like this. Did not like this. So first of all, let's see, do I still have this open? No, I do not. Which MPG 1, 2, 3. So this is good news. So we have MPG 1, 2, 3, and we have to give it some audio file. I don't have an audio file available, so what is this text-to-speech business here? So this is running the gTTS module, and it's creating, I guess, an MP3 file. So then it's saving it as audio.mp3, and then it is running it here. So no, this is not saving this as an MP3 file. This command is creating some sort of an object, a text-to-speech object, which has a save, what's the word, a method. It has a save method, and let's call this something else. Well, this appears to be a problem. We don't have an S at the end of this, so we're not even getting the module in here. So, don't you just love programming? Typo. Let's see what happened here. What's up? My text is not defined. So we got to check line 14, we got to check line 139, I need another window for this. So once again, we have to remember that we have multiple environments that we work with in modern systems. Modern systems, you don't stay in one environment. You're always moving around because you have to install packages and they don't work well together. So you have to make sure that the packages that you have are all enjoying each other's company. They're all separate. It's like with the coronavirus. You have to keep them socially isolated. How to deactivate that? So, conda, activate auto. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas here. CD auto 3. All right. Oh, we got to go to code first. I think I was there and I left, but it's not a problem. So vim out of 3.py, and we want to do a set numbers. Set number, so we can see where it's complaining. So the first place it's complaining is my text, and here's the reason we didn't change it up here. All right, so with this changed, we can do another git commit. My text. You're really supposed to give good messages so that people know why you made these changes, but nobody works on this besides me, so it's not a big deal. But if you start working on a project like this with a lot of other people, then you really want to try to make good commit messages to convey what you've done. What are you going to do here? Let's. I'm gonna push this again. So I always seem to be all up to date now. Let's try this again.
I'm ready for your command.
It's about fucking time. What's up?
Just doing my thing.
Alright, so we got this piece of crap working. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, we can go in there and we can start modifying all these different modules that are in here, all the different commands. Let's go through these very quickly. Right, all these different commands within the assistant. We can modify these. These should all start working. So open website, Google, for example. Let's see if this works before I end this.
I'm ready for your command.
Open website Google. Open website Google. All right, well that's not working. But what the hell? It's not my code. I didn't write it, so I've got to fix it to get it working the way I want. And the same thing with you. If you want to get some of this stuff working, if you want to start playing around with it, go ahead and clone my GitHub repository and have fun. Please let me know in the comments if you have questions. And if you write some modules and they work and you think they're terrific, you can stick the code in the comment. Or you can, I don't really know how you would, I guess you could start a branch in my GitHub repository and you could add it there. It's something new. Well, if you're interested, we'll see if we can get some of that to work. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to sign off now.